truth seekers. Welcome back. Zach here. It's December 22nd, 2016. One of the top news stories today is the death of this young woman, a 23-year-old who was once a star on MTV's 16 and Pregnant. What I'm going to show you in this video is how her death was a tribute to the winter solstice. Yesterday, the day her body was found, December 21st, the winter solstice for this region of the world, North America, the United States. If you're not familiar with the solstices, December 21st is the shortest day of the year, the winter solstice. And each day after will get a little bit longer until we reach the summer solstice around June 21st, the longest day of the year. And then after the summer solstice, each day gets a little bit shorter until we come back to the winter solstice, the cycle. So this young woman found dead the date of the winter solstice, and I'm going to show you why she was chosen as a ritual sacrifice. If this young woman is dead, she was murdered intentionally, symbolic fashion on this specific date. I'm going to show you why she specifically was chosen. There's a lot of information here. I'll get through this post as quickly as possible, but if you stay from beginning to end, you will learn a lot of information. For those of you who follow this channel, this might be one of my more important posts. So please stay tuned. We're going to talk about a lot of things here. If you're new to my channel, I talk about numerology and gematria. Gematria is the practice of coding numbers into words. And the people who really govern over this world, not Donald Trump, not Barack Obama, these are your fake puppet politicians. The people who really govern over this world, the bankers, the industrialists, the people who control television, who control your government. You know, money controls all in this world. Who controls the banks really runs the show. The people who control the banks, they are Freemasons. The Freemasons, the Knights Templar, the original bankers of this world. Freemasons, Zionists, and Jesuits, all under the Masonic umbrella. This is who runs your world. We're going to be talking about the Freemasons, how they do things by the numbers, including murder people by the numbers. And they use the languages of numerology and gematria, which is relevant to the calendar system, the way the months are named, the way the months are numbered. So look at this. This young girl, she was the star of 16 and Pregnant. In gematria, the title of that show sums to 114. She was found dead in Kane Township, Pennsylvania, which also has gematria of 114. If you write out the title 16 as a word, 16 and Pregnant, it has gematria of 84. Like United States of America, like divide and conquer. A number very relevant to the Jesuit order, which we'll get to, 84, very specific to this nation. If you've never read George Orwell's 1984, read that book. It's very much about this nation. It was written after World War II, about a futuristic nation then that's always at war, where the people are ruled over by screens like televisions, with lies and propaganda and intimidation, threats of death. So they're saying this young woman overdosed. And I didn't see specifically what she overdosed on. They're just saying she overdosed. Overdose in gematria sums to 40. So does United States. When you write out 40 as a word, it sums to 84. United States is 40. United States of America is 84. You see this? And then 40 and 84 have this relationship. When you write out 40, it sums to 84. The official name of the Jesuit order is the Society of Jesus. Notice Jesuit equals 84. The Jesuits are the Masonic order within the Catholic Church. And there's this false history that a lot of people know. They think there's this separation between Catholicism and Masonry. There is not. The Jesuits are the Freemasons within the Catholic Church. So anyhow, the official name of the Jesuit order is Society of Jesus. Winter Solstice and Society of Jesus have the same gematria. And our calendar was created by the Catholic Church, by the Jesuits within the Catholic Church. The Gregorian calendar we're now on. Jesuit system. If you missed my work earlier this year, the Jesuit Catholic Villanova won the college basketball championship. They're just outside of Philadelphia. They won it 191 days from the Jesuit order's birthday, which was the same day Pope Francis left the United States through Philadelphia. Philadelphia, the original capital, named from the book of Revelation, the final book of the Bible. Pope Francis visited the United States in 2015. He left on the Jesuit order's birthday. He's the first Jesuit pope. He's born December 17th, 1936, a date with 84 numerology, the Jesuit number. 191 days after he left the country, the Jesuit order's birthday, the Jesuit Catholic Villanova won the college basketball championship by the numbers. You might recall the score was 74-74 with 4.7 seconds left. Jesus equals 74, cross 74, Christian 47. Your pro sports are scripted. There's so many things that are scripted, planned, executed by the numbers in this world. And the way they got that score to, or the time to 4.7, go back and watch my video. They readjusted the clock to make it 4.7 with the score 74-74. It's another topic. There's probably people going, well, how can you rig sports games? Go back and watch. I talked about those specific numbers, 47 and 74, before the game was even played. There's a lot of things happening in this world that we, the masses, don't know about. There's something being used in professional basketball and collegiate basketball to ensure that scores are to the exact point, night after night. Use your imagination. What could be done? In 2007, the NBA's advertising campaign was the magician David Blaine saying they're using magnets. And they did an ad for every single NBA team about the magnets in 2007. Something's going on. Something's going on. We've been lied to in a lot of ways in this world. You know, this world has a lot to do with magnetics, energy everywhere. You know, we the people living in a box of lies, not understanding the world truly around us. And the reason that's so is so people can manipulate things as they do. From rigged sports to rigged elections to so much more. Talking about the Jesuits, you should know that we have Donald Trump, who is a Jesuit himself, coming in to be President of the United States. He's replacing Barack Obama, who's born on August 4th, 8/4. The name Obama equals 84. So anyway, the Jesuits, the Catholics, we're talking about the sun, the winter solstice. It is the Catholic Church that made the Christian day of worship Sunday. The Christians used to worship on Saturday. The Catholic Church in the territories they controlled, because realized the Catholic Church was a government in many places in this world. Even here, the area we now call Maryland, that used to be a Catholic colony under Catholic government. Anyway, the Catholic Church, with their power over time, made the Christian day of worship Sunday. Sunday. And the reason they did that is because they are subtly cluing the masses in to the truth about Christianity and what it really is, which we'll get to. So notice that Sunday is 84, just like Jesuit, the only day of the week that sums to 84. The day you worship the Savior. So this young woman, she was found dead on the winter solstice, December 21st. 12 plus 21 is 33. She was found dead in Chester County, CC. C's the third letter, CC 33. Think about the Catholic Church, the CC. Think about Christopher Columbus, who was paid for by the Catholic Church and who was Jewish, who supposedly discovered the Americas where the native people already lived. You know, this bogus history. Talk about living in a box of lies. The lies and the way they're given to us are so blatant from a young age. They tell us that this man discovered continents where people lived. And then they say, yeah, him and his followers, they just came over and killed everybody because it was manifest destiny. Because they had to set up these perfect nations that we live in. You know, we're just guided along a path of lies from a young age up to the present. And for each day after until we stop this game. So look at this. All this CC 33. When you write out 16 as a number, here we are in the end of 2016. When you write out 16, it sums to 33. There's only one other number when you write out that sums to 33, and that's 90. 90. 16, 90. The only two that come back to 33. Masonry's 33, secrecy's 33, 33, number of Freemason obsession, number of the Master Mason in Scottish Rite. Where she died, Kane Township, Pennsylvania. We talked about how it had gematria of 114. Watch my how-to gematria video. There's two very simple methods to learn using the alphabetic order. Using the alphabetic order, Kane Township, Pennsylvania sums to 303, where she was found dead. Lose the 0 in the middle, you're right back to 33. And 0 doesn't really count in numerology, so this number is very much like 33. Special number to we as people, 33. We have 33 vertebrae in our back. If you go to the gematria calculator at Riding the Beast and you type in A, S, D, F, G, H, J, K, L, the middle row of your keyboard, known as the spine of the keyboard, that row in English reduction, let's just do it real quick together. This is the website, ridingthebeast.com. If you choose English reduction, and I'll show you how this works, give you a little lesson here. If you type out the home row and sum it up, it sums to 33. A is the first letter, so notice A is worth 1. S is the 19th letter. You use numerology. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. S becomes 1. D is the 4th letter. F is the 6th. G the 7th. H the 8th. J the 10th. 1 plus 0 is 1. K the 11th. 1 plus 1 is 2. L the 12th. 1 plus 2 is 3. And then you add up the whole word. And what you should know is S is special. Remember, S was 19. 1 plus 9 is 10. 1 plus 0 is 1. S is the only letter you have to add together 2 times to get to a single digit. So S can be worth 10. And when you make S worth 10, this row adds up to 42 instead of 33, plus 9 more. I just want to show you something about the word vertebrae. And do a search. Notice vertebrae equals 42. If you read about the vertebrae, the final one up here, the most crucial one, it's held together at a 42-degree angle. Read about it. It's so fascinating. So these numbers that are very important to Freemasonry, and think about Freemasonry with their skull and bones. You know, they got a lot of skull and bones imagery. Your spine. You know, these Freemasons, they're trying to control us. So of course it would make sense that this comes back to, you know, these numbers come back to we the people. People, 33. Person, 33. Society, 33. You know, order, 33. Just do some fun ones. There's so many. So many celebrities are 33. You know, Destiny's Child, who came out of that? Who was the Destiny's Child? Was it Beyonce? Is Beyonce a rock star? So, you know, special number here, 33. Coded again and again into celebrities. And coded again and again into ritual sacrifice. They say Jesus was crucified on the cross at age 33. We're going to talk about Jesus and the sun and the winter solstice around the time we celebrate Jesus' birthday, even though he was born in the summer. So we're told. So this young woman, she was famous on MTV, 16 and pregnant. We talked about how the name of the show connects to the place of death. Notice, MTV in gematria sums to 55. So does the word Satan. So does the month of December. And, you know, who's the big character in Santa or in December in red? You know, the Bible makes you think of the devil, Satan, red hellfire. You know, Santa wearing red, selling material wishes. If you've ever read the Bible, Jesus wasn't about materialism at all. Isn't it so interesting that Christmas is all about materialism? The word sacrifice also has gematria 55. If you punch it in the calculator, it'll sum to 46, but notice it has one S, plus 9 more, 55. This young woman dead in December, near Christmas, former star of MTV. Done videos before on MTV celebrities dying, and every single one of those videos I've done, it's been all about 33. You know? Not too long ago, it was one of their reality stars dead at 33 from cancer. Susan G. Komen supposedly got cancer at 33, and then her sister got super rich off it. I bet you anything there's no such thing as Susan G. Komen, and it was always her sister, you know? There's so many ways we're scammed in this society. Cancer, medicine, health, one of the biggest. She was 23 years old. The word symbol equals 23, you know, young symbol. Honestly, I never knew about her before today. I don't really watch much television. But I'm putting this video out because, you know, this needs to stop. I've been trying to expose this for 3 years, showing what murder by numbers is. Look at this, truth seeker. She's found dead in Chester County, a young black woman. You know, young, beautiful black woman found dead in Chester County. Chester County equals 59. This is one of the numbers connected to killing all throughout history. Kill in Jewish gematria equals 59. It's a number stamped all over black people throughout history. Negro 59, Slave 59, Blues 59, Motown Records came out in 59. In the year 59, it said that AIDS was discovered in the Belgian Congo. Belgian Congo equals 59 plus the year 59. It's Africa. A lot of people know that AIDS, man-made disease targeting black populations, homosexual populations, purposefully spread by the numbers. AIDS equals 33. And if you read about the original story of AIDS, 33-year-old doctor, a Michael 33, they've used this number all throughout history to create our understanding of the world. These Freemasons are very repetitive. Talk more about them. She was known for being pregnant at 16, by the way. Pregnant equals 95, the reflection of 59. When you write out 5 and 9, they sum to 42. Special number to the Freemasons. The day her body was found, December 21st, 2016, a date with a life lesson number of 42. It's also a date with 69 numerology. I should mention that Catholic Church equals 69. Talking about the Catholic Church, the Freemasons within, the Jesuits, Sixth Satanic Society. Arsenic also has gematria of 69, the 33rd element on the periodic table. Arsenic in Pythagorean gematria sums to 33, 33rd element. We'll talk more about that. Arsenic used all throughout history to kill people without a trace. Entirely possible that this woman was killed with arsenic, not an overdose. You know? She's 23 years old. Most people 23, drinking, partying, smoking weed, doing cocaine. Not hard to lace something with a little bit of arsenic, and that's the end of the road. Arsenic's been used all throughout history because of how it kills. 42, this number. Also a number stamped over black people in a hateful way. Been documenting this for 3 years. There's a reason Jackie Robinson wore 42. There's a reason Black History Month is February, the month that ends on the 59th day of the year. 31 days in January, 28 in February, meaning it ends on the 59th day. The most hateful word for black people, 42. The Slaying Brothers, 42. February, 42. Freemason, 42. The Freemasons believe in divide and conquer. They've coded this number 42 into many divisive words. Many divisive things, including their own name. And again, they're about divide and conquer, order out of chaos, a sick group of people, a sick secret society. You know how we call these celebrities stars? The article said she was a young star. The word star in gematria sums to 58. So does Freemasonry, so does secret society, so does annuit coeptis, what's written on the back of the $1 bill. All full of Masonic symbolism. Never seen my video on the dollar bill. There's a lot of information there. She was found dead in Chester County. She was born in Coatesville. And just documenting this, Coatesville sums to 37, like December in Pythagorean gematria, English reduction. Same thing. With the S exception, Coatesville sums to 46, like sacrifice, and also gematria of 118 for Coatesville, a number connected to death. Remember the day Robin Williams supposedly hung himself? August 11th, written in most parts of the world 11/8. That was 2014. 11 plus 8 plus 14. 33. Robin Williams supposedly hung himself on a date with 33 numerology, number of sacrifice. You know? I want to think that this young woman's not dead. I mean, if this woman's dead, just think about how sick and evil this is, and think about how long this has been going on for. The only thing I'm not certain about in this research is if these people are really being killed or not. But I don't know what incentive there is for a young, beautiful woman to fake their death, you know? I see why some sick psychopaths might do it in a ritual. And these Freemasons who govern over us, you have to think, they don't respect us, they don't respect human life. These people start wars by the numbers. These people make chaos by the numbers. These people keep the world in fear with the media that they control by the numbers every day. There's a lot of people on YouTube, you know, and it'll be down in my comments. There'll be people saying, she didn't really die, stop spreading lies. Look, all I'm exposing is how this is being done ritualistically again and again by the numbers. Whether they're really dying or not, you know, I'm just letting you know. I don't know for sure. But I know either way this is sick and it needs to be stopped, and I'm telling you who's doing it. It's 7 years since she first appeared. 7, a number of completion. Something to think about. I had to look up when her birthday was. I found this picture right here that on October 6th, happy 21st birthday. This is from a couple years ago. So I'm assuming that October 6th is her birthday. Couldn't confirm for sure, but it makes sense that she has this picture on Twitter that's a happy birthday. So what I notice is if she was born on October 6th, and it seems most likely in the year 1993, she's 23 years old, that was a date with a life lesson number of 38. All throughout history, celebrities have been killed by this number, chosen because they had these numbers. In February, I said Prince better watch his ass because he had the number 38, 118, and 67 coded on him. 38 and 118, numbers of death. 67, the number for blood sacrifice. Prince, dead 67 days from Vanity, his girlfriend. And Vanity died just before the 58th Grammys. A star, dead before the 58th. She died on the 46th day of the year. Sacrifice equals 46, so does Vanity. I said after her death, this is a ritual sacrifice. We'll probably be reading about Prince soon. He better watch his ass. And I talked specifically about 67. He died a span of 67 days from Vanity. Prince, his home opened as a museum on October 6th this year, this same date. And long before his home opened as a museum, I was talking about how Prince said all we can go by in this world is prophecy, which is what the Freemasons code from, the books of prophecy in the Bible. And likely other spiritual texts that I don't have the knowledge about, because a lot of these spiritual texts are intertwined. But anyway, the word prophecy equals 106, very important number in Prince's death as well. You know, they opened his house as a museum on October 6th. That was this young woman's birthday. This is LeBron James's son's birthday. I showed last year before the playoffs rolled around, before the season even began, the significance of 106, LeBron James. When he won the NBA Finals, it was all about 106. His son's born on October 6th. This is a special date here. Probably part of the reason this young woman was, you know, even allowed into this whole show. So from her birthday to the day she died, a span of 77 days. 77 days. 2 months and 16 days. 11 weeks. 11, the master number. Look at this. The word Christ equals 77. The word Jesus in Pythagorean gematria, English reduction, I'll just show you this to you. Jesus is 11. Jesus in Christ, 7 and 11. The winter solstice has everything to do with why Jesus Christ's birthday is celebrated at this time. And we're going to get into that in just a moment. But bear with me, a little more information. The number 151 is the 36th prime number. I want you to notice that Jesus Christ equals 151, Kane Township equals 151. The name Valerie, the name of this young woman, 36. 151, the 36th prime. She's dead in Kane Township. And think about Cain. I want to know if this young girl has any siblings. You know, Cain and Abel. You know that story from the Bible? Cain kills his brother, Abel. Kane Township, Pennsylvania. Named in connection with the Bible. So this is a biblical place, Pennsylvania. In Philadelphia, named from Revelation, the final book of the Bible. Got a lot of work on these things if you want to watch my older videos. So let's take a break right here and watch something, and then we'll come back to decoding the rest of this. I'm going to show you the significance of the sun and the winter solstice and Jesus Christ. We're going to watch a part of Zeitgeist, and a lot of people freak out when they hear Zeitgeist. They scream and they say, that movie's been debunked. If you're one of these people screaming that, this film has not been debunked. There are certain parts of it that are incorrect, but you don't throw the baby out with the bathwater. What I'm about to show you is all factual. There's nothing that's debunked about this section. So I don't want to hear the screams about how Zeitgeist has been debunked. You know, a lot of you, you're all or nothing, and that's not the sign of intelligence. A lot of things in this world, you have to use discretion, and you have to take what is of value and filter out, you know, what is not. Most speakers in this world, they're not right about everything. I'm not right about everything. I always remind people of that, you know. I just speak about what I know and what I can prove and what I have researched, what's verifiable to anyone. This right here, this portion of Zeitgeist that we're about to watch, it's verifiable to everyone. So let's watch this. We're going to watch a good 5-minute chunk of this. It's very important. And then we're going to get back to the decode. But this has to do with the winter solstice and Jesus Christ. Christianity is sun worship. Christians need to know. People need to have the bravery to escape the lies we've been enslaved to. Listen.
First of all, the birth sequence is completely astrological. The star in the east is Sirius, the brightest star in the night sky, which, on December 24th, aligns with the 3 brightest stars in Orion's belt. These 3 bright stars in Orion's belt are called today what they were called in ancient times, the 3 kings. And the 3 kings and the brightest star, Sirius, all point to the place of the sunrise on December 25th. This is why the 3 kings follow the star in the east, in order to locate the sunrise, the birth of the sun. The Virgin Mary is the constellation Virgo, also known as Virgo the Virgin. Virgo in Latin means virgin. Virgo is also referred to as the house of bread, and the representation of Virgo is a virgin holding a sheaf of wheat. This house of bread and its symbol of wheat represents August and September, the time of harvest. In turn, Bethlehem, in fact, literally translates to house of bread. Bethlehem is thus a reference to the constellation Virgo, a place in the sky, not on Earth. There is another very interesting phenomenon that occurs around December 25th, or the winter solstice. From the summer solstice to the winter solstice, the days become shorter and colder. And from the perspective of the northern hemisphere, the sun appears to move south and get smaller and more scarce. The shortening of the days and the expiration of the crops when approaching the winter solstice symbolize the process of death to the ancients. It was the death of the sun. And by December 22nd, the sun's demise was fully realized. For the sun, having moved south continually for 6 months, makes it to its lowest point in the sky.
True Seeker, I just want to point out that depending on where you are in the world, it could be December 21st, it could be the 22nd, I think even in some parts, some years it's the 20th. The winter solstice is the lowest point. So he's saying December 22nd here, but it can vary by a day depending on where you are from what I understand.
Here a curious thing occurs. The sun stops moving south, at least perceivably, for 3 days. And during this 3-day pause, the sun resides in the vicinity of the Southern Cross, or Crux, constellation. And after this time, on December 25th, the sun...
Remember that point about the cross, Jesus on the cross. We'll get to it.
Sun moves 1 degree, this time north, foreshadowing longer days, warmth, and spring. And thus it was said, the sun died on the cross, was dead for 3 days, only to be resurrected or born again. This is why Jesus and numerous other sun gods share the crucifixion, 3-day death, and resurrection concept. It is the sun's transition period before it shifts its direction back into the northern hemisphere, bringing spring and thus salvation. However, they do not celebrate the resurrection of the sun until the spring equinox, or Easter. This is because at the spring equinox, the sun officially overpowers the evil darkness, as daytime thereafter becomes longer in duration than the night, and the revitalizing conditions of spring emerge. Now, probably the most obvious of all the astrological symbolism around Jesus regards the 12 disciples. They are simply the 12 constellations of the zodiac, which Jesus, being the sun, travels about with. In fact, the number 12 is replete throughout the Bible. Coming back to the cross of the zodiac, the figurative life of the sun, this was not just an artistic expression or tool to track the sun's movement. It was also a pagan spiritual symbol, the shorthand of which looked like this. This is not a symbol of Christianity. It is a pagan adaptation of the cross of the zodiac. This is why Jesus in early occult art is always shown with his head on the cross, for Jesus is the Son of God, the light of the world, the risen Savior who will come again, as it does every morning, the glory of God who defends against the works of darkness, as he is born again every morning and can be seen coming in the clouds, up in heaven, with his crown of thorns or sun rays. Now, of the many astronomical metaphors.
So True Seeker, I'll link the rest of this video if you want to watch the entire section. There's a lot more that's interesting here. There's some parts that may not be exactly accurate, but for the most part, the overall presentation is on point. And for all those who want to say that this is not true, you know, we need to evolve. It is the year 2016. We need to wake up to the lies that are upon us. We need to have the bravery to confront the false religions we've all been made to fear and obey. Religion's not helping out this world. You know, religion has people behaving crazy. Okay. So here we go. We're talking about the parallels between Jesus Christ, the sun, the winter solstice, the death of this young woman, why she was chosen, why she died in Kane Township, Valerie. The sun in English reduction, you know, on the calculator like we did, sums to 24. With the S exception, it sums to 33. 33. Very important to Jesus. Jesus crucified at 33. The first book of the Bible, Genesis, equals 33. Jesus begins his ministry at the Sea of Galilee. Galilee, 33. Teacher, 33. You know, ministry, teaching. Think about 24, though, with regards to the gematria of the sun. 24? How many hours are in a day? The way we tell time. You know? 24. How amazing. The word second has gematria of 24, 33, and 60. 60 seconds in a minute. Take your time with this gematria knowledge. Again, watch my How to Gematria video in the description. Decode the increments of time. It'll blow your mind when you think about it. Second 60 seconds in a minute. Anyhow, with regards to measurement, they tell us that the sun is 93 million miles from the earth. 93 million miles. And why do we have this nonsensical miles measurement system anyway? I think part of the reason is because the Freemasons want to continue with these relevant tributes. You know, science books. Students are reading that the sun is 93 million miles away. They're being told this is true. We've been lied to in so many ways, Truth Seeker. I was talking about Freemasonry in 58. Science equals 58. There's a reason NASA was established in the year 58. God's sun equals 93. God's sun is 93 million miles away. Surely everyone can agree that the sun is God's sun because we know, well, atheists won't agree, but whatever you want to say the creator is. By the way, Big Bang equals 33, just like Genesis. Again, I'm telling you, Freemasons, they've given us all this nonsensical information. Anyhow, 93 million miles away, God's sun 93, crucifix, the sun on the southern cross, the crux, crucifix 93, Jesus on the cross, winter solstice. To the occult, Saturn, also known as Set, is the keeper of time. Saturn equals 93. Saturn's the keeper of time. The sun's 93 million miles away, the real keeper of time. God's sun is 93. I should mention that fisherman equals 93. Jesus, known as a miraculous fisherman. That miraculous catch, that's another story. This young woman who died was born in 93. Remember, born in 93. And her name, Valerie Fairman, VF, her initials VF. V's the 22nd letter, F is the 6th. 226, her initials. This 226 and 93 pairing is important throughout history. The word planet in Jewish gematria is 226. To the ancients, the most distant and important planet was Saturn. Saturn, the 6th planet from the sun. In modern science, they've discovered Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, which they say is no longer a planet. Pluto equals 84. It was discovered 84 years after Neptune. If you've never seen my video on the planets and their discovery dates, all 3 of them were discovered on dates with 33 numerology. Planets in Pythagorean gematria equals 33. Again, the Freemasons are telling us about this world the way it is by the numbers throughout history. Pluto 84. Think about the Catholic Church and astronomy, what we're taught. You know, in our elementary education, they all teach us the same thing. That, you know, the Catholic Church went to war with science, beheaded astronomers. All about the sun, too, right? Who travels around what? Does the earth travel around the sun? Does the sun travel around the earth? So look at this. Jesus and cross sum to 74, right? The English translation of Jesus is Joshua. The Greek spelling's Yeshua. Gospels, the story of Jesus, the first 4 books of the New Testament. I just want you to notice how all these words sum to 74. Holiday, holy day, Christmas, the holiday, 74. Jewish 74, Masonic 74, occult 74, English 74, gematria 74. Lucifer's the bringer of light. You know, the sun, light, Lucifer 74, Jesus 74. Muhammad in the Quran is 74. I predicted in 2014 Muhammad Ali would die at age 74. Unfortunately, I was right. He died on June 3rd. The Prophet Muhammad died at age 63. If you count every number up, 1 through 63, it sums to 2016. This gematria, it can allow you to see things before they happen. I showed how the football phenom at Louisville this year, where Muhammad Ali was from, I showed how he had the same birthday as Muhammad Ali, had matching name gematria. I showed how he was going to win the Heisman before he won the Heisman. I showed how the death of Rashawn Salam, the former Heisman winner at age 42, foreshadowed that Deshaun Watson would win. There's so many things going on in terms of ritual sacrifice, creating history by the numbers. In case you think this is all coincidence up here, alphabetic order equals 74, like English and gematria, which is based on the alphabetic order. Independence Day equals 74. The United States was established the same time English was a new language. Holiday 74, Independence Day 74. The 4th of July, 7/4 as we write it in the US. Hello. Out of the 50 states, only one sums to 74. In case you were thinking maybe every word sums to 74, that means 2% of the states sum to 74, and it's only the 33rd state, Oregon. Oregon equals 74. The abbreviation for Oregon is OR 33. Jesus on the cross at 33. A Christian nation, an English-speaking nation, a Masonic, Jewish, Jesuit nation. This is where we are. And all of these entities that I just named, the Freemasons, the Jesuits, the Zionists, they're all secretive. They're all about being an authority. They're all about keeping the knowledge for themselves. They've given us a false set to work with. Keeps us dumber. Makes us easier to control. Makes it easier for them to murder people by the same pattern all throughout history without anyone being clued in. Everyone's too busy watching MTV right now to care about the ex-MTV star who's now dead at age 23. You know? It's the other thing. There's a caring epidemic in this society. People don't care about much. They don't care about honesty and truth and what's going on in the world. I should mention that the word killing sums to 74. Jesus on the cross at 33. Here's arsenic, the 33rd element. Arsenic, 33. Atomic weight is 74. You think that's an accident? Makes me wonder if it's even true. Is it even true? Here's another note. Jesus Christ, the virgin birth, virgin 43, Jesus Christ 43. Good story for a book. Book meant to control man with nonsense and lies. You know? I don't understand how people can still believe, the word with lie right in the middle, believe equals 33. How can people still believe in these nonsensical stories? A man getting all the animals on a boat, Noah's Ark equals 33? I mean, there's a story you got to believe, a real whopper, right? Believe Noah's Ark. Genesis. Somebody probably out there thinks I'm lying about Big Bang. Big Bang. You know? We were talking about how the young woman, she had birth numerology of 38, born in the town with 118 numbers of death. Cross equals 38. Masonic, the small way, 38. Jewish, the small way, 38. This comes just before Christmas. Remembrance of Jesus who was murdered on the cross. Christmas 38, you know. And according to the Bible, you're not really supposed to celebrate your birthday. So isn't it interesting that we're supposedly celebrating Jesus' birthday at a time when he wasn't born? And I'm showing you why. It's because it's all about the sun ritual. But look at this. I just want to show you something. The word gift is 42. The word birthday, 42. A society based on materialism, money, controlling people with money and carrots on sticks, work like slaves to go out and get the next reward for yourself. By the next year, you'll be tired of it. You'll be ready for the next gift. You know, isn't this our society? The Freemasons, their symbol is the compass and square with the big G in the middle. Do you know that symbol? Just in case you're watching and you don't know about any of this, I meant to have that up there in the blog post. If you don't know the Freemason compass and square, this is it right here. Instruments of measuring, because they're builders, with a big G in the middle. Big G represents 42, just like the word Freemason, who pride themselves on being the keepers of knowledge, the invisible architects of society. Look at these words. History 42. They say the victors write the history book. Victor equals 33. Look at these words. Economics 42. Think about Christmas. Coming right before the end of the year. It's a system based on banking and economics before people have to file for the year in their tax return. Get the big profit at the end of the year. You know, boost the company's sales. They're builders. Building 42. The Bible The New Testament, it begins with the 42 generations to Jesus. The first printed Bibles were called 42-line Bibles. New Testament equals 42. The Bible's full of numbers, math 42. You know, Jesus died for your sins, sin 42. All this religion created by man to manipulate man based on the way man is, you know? Never read Matthew. That's the first book. Just open up, find the first book of Matthew, and read how it starts. You have to read out 42 generations that lead up to Jesus. New Testament 42. Here's another one to remember. I used to always ask this as a child. What's up with Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny? I was raised a Lutheran, and from a young age, I didn't get it. You know, these characters weren't in the Bible. Why are we celebrating them? Look at this. Santa Claus, 666, Easter Bunny, 144. If you read Revelation, both of those numbers are from the final book of the Bible, and they have a mathematical relationship. When you add the first 144 decimal points of pi, you know, which has to do with cycles and circles, the first 144 decimal points of pi sum to 666. Two numbers from Revelation. This is known as the number of the beast, also called the mark of the beast. Mark of the beast, 144. Number of the beast equals 66. Revelation's the 66th book. 666, 66. The verse starts, here is wisdom. Here is wisdom equals 66. This nation, it's really a corporation. It's really a war empire, military machine, turning people into gears, consumer things, you know, all doing their duty, going out, working, slaving, paying taxes, buying stuff they don't need. I want to show you something else about the word Christ that's so interesting in regards to our language and our calendar. There's another form of gematria where the word Christ equals 318. And the date, March 18th, as we write it, is 3/18. That's the 77th day of the year. Christ equals 77, as we talked about. Look at this. Christ's second coming is mentioned exactly 318 times in the New Testament. You think that's a coincidence? Again, this is who controls us. Religion, government, they're really one and the same. Your TV equals 42. Your TV is a control programming device from these same entities. This is how this gang has governed for centuries, building the world around us by the numbers. All of these numbers have significance to this gang, and understand, I'm not in this gang, so I can't tell you what all of this stuff means, but I can track the patterns and see what's going on and see how they repeat throughout history. So we'll wrap this video up. It's long. I'm going to put out another video tonight on Miley Cyrus, who's going around wearing the Star of David, the Zionist symbol. I've recently been talking about her and Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton's her godmother, this ritual that they've been involved in that has to do with Israel. The United States of America is a Jewish, Masonic, Zionist, Jesuit nation. And understand, the Catholic Church was once created by this gang of Zionist Jews. We are in the year 5777 on the Jewish calendar. This is a gang that's been around for a long time. The most evil people in this world are the Jewish Zionist bankers. They're the ones who came over and established this nation, recreated history, created a genocide, turned this into the warmongering nation that it is, turned it into the Christian war-hungry nation that it is, ready to kill everyone who doesn't believe in Jesus, the Son, God's Son. So in other words, a nation under a delusion that is participating in genocide and murder worldwide, thinking that they are greater than everyone else. And if you read the Bible, it's all about the Jewish prophecy. It's all about the Zionist prophecy. It's all about Zion and Israel. This is who's done this to the world. This is who's responsible for the murders, for the fake history, for the fake religion. It's not hard to see. People choose not to see because they've been programmed their whole lives to have all this sympathy for the people who are the worst among us. You know, people don't understand that the world wars were created by the Zionists, not by Hitler. Hitler was a puppet, a man who got played. You learn history, you see what's really going on. So anyway, this next video will be on Miley Cyrus, what you need to know. There's a lot to this symbol here, Truth Seeker, and it has everything to do with 33. So if you want to tune into the next video, I'll make that one next. If you missed the videos I did on Dolly Parton, Miley Cyrus, what's going on in Tennessee, what's going on in Israel, mind-blowing stuff. Do a search, Zachary K. Hubbard, Dolly Parton, it'll pop up. Videos you have to see if you haven't seen them yet. You know? So there it is, Truth Seeker. A lot of information. It's sick. You know, for 3 years I've been praying, you know, in my own way that this information would go viral, you know, that the masses will receive it, that this can be put to an end. Been doing this for 3 years straight, exposing stuff like this. With each passing day, I understand it more and more. Till next time, Truth Seeker.